The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, maybe a little over a week ago, there was a video that was uploaded where I was involved in the video. And it was talking on Thomas, the whole video was talking on Thomas the Tank Engine. And then my part of the video was talking on my beef with that community. And yeah, for those that don't know, in case if you're new to my podcast, new to my channel and stuff, I got into it with that fan base 9 years ago. And yeah, so the thing is this, I know people will probably ask like, so wait, did you get into it with them recently? No, the guy is talking on some stuff that happened 9 years ago. Like, I think the only latest, not even latest, but like, I guess like something that happened sometime later was when I was kind of giving out like a recap of that whole situation. So pretty much like what this episode was. And maybe I might talk on the same things. Like, I don't even remember what I had said in that podcast episode because it was like maybe a year or two ago when I had did that episode. But I'm trying to think. I think I did that when I was just kind of like talking on like all the different dramas. So there might be some things that I'll re-talk on. Or might add, and if there's some things I left out, then yeah, just go back and listen to that podcast episode. But for the most part, I think I am going to be talking on everything that had happened during that time frame and stuff. But yeah, overall though, watching that video, I was like, fam, you know, and it's funny because when I see videos get uploaded, and whether the video is about me or they have me involved in a segment like this recent video, it's just the video is just like it's not accurate. It's like, you know, you're talking about somebody, but it's like you didn't even bother to go out. It's not like I'm not here. It's not like you couldn't have just reached out to me and stuff. You know, you very well could have joined the stream, shot me a DM. Added me on Twitter. I'm trying to think, where else? Commented underneath one of my videos. It just been like, hey, I'm doing this video where I'm talking on Thomas the Tank Engine. Do you have anything to say? Or do you want to do a Discord call? Whatever the case may be, none of that had happened. So I guess like if this guy, if he tried to make it seem like that, it's like, fam, that was the thing. Cause after I had seen that video, I did check my DMs. Cause I'm like, yeah, I have been blowing up a little bit on Instagram, but I'm like, I didn't see no DMs there. I didn't see no DMs on Twitter. I didn't see no DMs or no comments or anything on YouTube. And I think I would have seen something like that if somebody would have reached out to me, and maybe I didn't, I do be getting a lot of comments and stuff, so maybe I might have missed it. But still though, it's like there's multiple different ways you could have reached out to me and things. So yeah, I'm like, that's something where I'm like, if you're gonna, because when I see stuff like that and I just see how inaccurate it is, it just reminds me when I watch like based on a true story movies, and it'll be like, actually, prime example, Hulu had did this Mike Tyson TV show, and I remember Mike Tyson, he came out and he said that he was all like, I know that's not going to be a good show because nobody didn't reach out to me and talk to me about that show being created. So it's like, how y'all going to do a TV show about somebody? It ain't like Mike Tyson is not here no more. This man's alive. You very well could have reached out to him and just talked with them, or asked them like, hey. But overall they didn't, and I think that show lasted like one season. I was all like, yeah, because it's like you're passing along information that's either not accurate or it's just not true, and I even remember that with the Tupac movie, they did that, and they was like, there was actually a scene in there where they made it seem like that Tupac had read out a poem to Jada Pinkett Smith, and Jada, she came out and said like that never happened. It was like he never read out me no poem. And I think there was another time or another part of the movie where she went up to him in a club and was getting on him about his behavior, and she said that never had happened either. Like, during that time frame, like, I think she said either they wasn't in communication or they just, either way, just didn't reach out to each other, but she did say that scene never happened. And there was even the ending scene of that movie where when they showed, of course, Tupac being shot, so people had said that, and I think even Suge Knight had said that himself, because he was in the car with Tupac. Tupac had jumped in the back seat. They just made it seem like that he just sat there and got shot. Like, he didn't try to jump in the back seat or nothing. So it's like, fam, how y'all gonna do a movie and it just seemed like that you didn't consult with nobody? Like, you just heard some things and you're like, that's what we gonna write out, you know? So that's how I felt. Like, that's how I felt when I seen the video and I'm watching it, and I'm like, instead of, you know, reaching out to me and having a conversation about whatever it is that you wanted to talk on regarding this Thomas the Tank Engine drama, no, you wanted to talk on my content, and then you also wanted to talk on me writing romance stories. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, did people click on this video to, I guess, see what I had to say about Thomas the Tank Engine, or did they click on this video to see what content I'm doing or what stories I'm writing? So I'm all like, yeah, stuff like that, you know, you see what content creators, they usually don't last that long. It's like it's like you're doing things that nobody didn't ask for. So it's like, if you're going to do a video, I guess, talking about somebody or something, it's like, okay, make it about that. You know, personally, it's like, my thing is this: if I'm watching a movie about racing, I'm not trying to, I guess, like, see a part in the movie where one of the racers, imagine them doing a Fast and Furious movie, but it's like, oh, we're going to show everything else besides racing. We're going to show Vin Diesel filing his taxes. We're going to show what's the one woman's name that he's married to, Michelle Rodriguez or something like that. We're going to show her going shopping for some clothes. We're gonna show Tyrese and Ludacris what else, you know, sitting in a movie theater watching a random movie or something like that. But yeah, then it's at the very end, or just like small little random parts, that's when they're gonna show like a car here and there. Ain't nobody gonna watch that movie. So, but anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and tell this story real quick, tell my side of the story. And I mean, at the end of the day, however y'all feel, I ain't trying to change how anybody feels about me. If you still want to hate my guts because I talked about this TV show 9 years ago, you got that God-given right to do so. I could care less. But here's the thing, though. Before I get into this story, I just want to say, because I'm a wrestling fan, you know, I'll be watching wrestling day and night. Been watching it since I was a kid. So I can partially relate to you guys on being a fan of a show. People criticize wrestling all the time. You know, you get those one people where they say wrestling is fake. You get those other people where they say, oh, stuff like that, that's just, you know, stupid. Why would they have this match involved? Or I hate this wrestler. I hate that wrestler. Why is this show like this? Why is that show like that? You know, why is the ring shaped like this? I hate that. I hate that wrestler's entrance music. Like, you just see people criticizing wrestling left and right. And I just remember the one time where the criticism was so stupid, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all really wanted this man to get hurt. But so anyways, so if you guys are familiar with wrestling, I'm pretty sure you know what match I'm talking on. I just don't remember the name of the opponent, Seth Rollins' opponent, but I do remember Seth Rollins doing this stunt where he fell. So how they portrayed it on TV, they made it seem like he fell directly on some concrete, but then somebody in the crowd had recorded and showed when he fell on this mattress, and then he hurried up and rolled and made it seem like that he landed on the concrete. But yeah, us at home, it's like, oh wow, this man, oh he's done for. Like, no, they can pin him right now, he's done for, you know. But people watched that and they was like, oh, why would they do that? Why would they have it where he fall on the mattress? Why they not just have it where he fell directly on the concrete? Fam, have y'all fallen from a great height directly onto some concrete? Like, please, you know what? The thing is this, to those that criticize that man for not falling directly on concrete, because I think he was like, what, like maybe 10, 20 feet off in the air. I can't remember exactly how high he was up, but he was at a significant high height. Go find out what the height is. Leap, jump, dive, do whatever it is that you want to do directly onto some concrete. See, won't you be hurt? All right. See, won't you be hurt? And that's the thing where it's like people, they'll say stuff like that, and it's like, did you forget that this man is human? Yeah, maybe if he was, if he has super strength, or he just took no fall damage and stuff, then it's like, okay, then yeah, have it where that man can fall directly on concrete. But if he is a human being just like me, and the times where I've fallen, fam, I remember this happened years ago. I slipped and fell. It wasn't like I was jumped from a great height or anything. I slipped and fell directly on some concrete. I was in so much pain. I hit my shoulder and my other shoulder was hurting. I remember at that point I was mad. Like, I was going into, it was this hair store called Sally's, and I think I was getting ready to get me some hair product. I was either going to get that or a do-rag, one of the two. But anyways, but yeah, slip, fell, hurt myself, and I was like, I'm going home. I'm like, I don't want to be outside. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going directly home. That's how in pain I was and how upset I was. But anyways, but yeah, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, people were criticizing this guy, but overall though, the point that I'm trying to prove, people are going to criticize your favorite TV show. They're going to criticize those they even watch the show. Fam, I was being criticized for watching wrestling back when I was in middle school, and it's one of those things I sit down and I think about it now, and I'm like, that's just silly. It's like you're criticizing me. You think, oh, I'm going to stop watching the show. I'm finding more entertainment watching the show than whatever conversation that you're having. I can care less whether you like wrestling or not, but here's the thing though. If it comes down between me watching wrestling, me supporting wrestling, me meeting some of my favorite wrestlers versus hanging out with that kid, I'm like, what is that kid doing now? I don't even know. I haven't heard. I don't even know if that kid, I don't know what he got going on nowadays. But it seemed like that he was having a tough time in his life if he's sitting around criticizing people for no reason watching wrestling, and I guess like to overall talk on the differences between me and him. Yeah, now let's go ahead and get into this story. So yeah, back in 2016, I did a video where I had called out pretty much everybody. Like how I worded that video, I pretty much called out everybody of an older age watching Thomas the Tank Engine. Well, here's the thing, though, all right, because it didn't start there. The whole drama and all that stuff, it didn't start there. It all started actually back in 2015. So 2015, and so it's gonna lead into Thomas the Tank Engine. Just bear with me, all right. So, but anyway, so back in 2015, there was this YouTuber named CJ So Cool. Some of you guys may know of him, but anyways, he did this prank where he made it seem like that him and his wife at the time, Royalty, had broken up. So I don't know if they were married or if they were just dating or in a relationship, but regardless of the situation, he did do this prank where he was a prank on the fans where he made it seem like that they broken up. So anyways, I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. So I'm going through the comments and I see this comment where the guy was like, oh, I made a video about the breakup. All right, it's whatever, cool. Clicked on another CJ So Cool video. Same comment. I made a video about their breakup. Like, all right, bro, I think we, if we avid CJ So Cool watchers and stuff, like, yeah, we seen the comment. Like, you can chill on that. I clicked on another video. Same comment. I made a video about their breakup. So at that point, I'm like, bro, you're begging for attention. Stop it. Like, go somewhere else with that. If people want to watch your video, they'll watch your video. But it's like spamming your comment over and over again. It's like, go somewhere with that. So anyways, made the guy upset. And then, yeah, from that point, me and him, we were just going back and forth. So I can't remember which one. I might have made the first video. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, overall, we went back and forth making videos on each other. And during that time frame, I ended up gaining probably one of the worst fans that I could have gained. But yeah, and if you guys are a part of the Thomas the Tank Engine fan base, then you might know of this name, Glenn Gregan. So yeah, he came from this YouTuber's fan base. By the way, the YouTuber's name is Clockwork Cyborg. He's not a YouTuber anymore. He quit some time ago. But anyways. But yeah, he had me and Clockwork Cyborg, we were going back and forth. And yeah, Glenn Gregan, he was originally a fan of Clockwork Cyborg. And then, yeah, once when he seen us going back and forth in the drama, he seen that I was doing reaction videos, because I was doing reaction videos at the time. So he seen that I was doing reaction videos, and he asked me, Glenn Gregan, he asked me if I could react to this video. But he was like, oh yeah, I'm done being a fan of Clockwork Cyborg. I'm a fan of you now. So this is like, mind you, this is like my first year being a full-time content creator. I don't know how fake fans how they operate. I'm like, I'm just doing content. I'm just posting entertainment, So anyways, But yeah, he says that he's like, oh, I'm not a fan of Clockwork Cyborg anymore. I'm a fan of you. I'm like, all right, cool, no biggie, no problems. Then that's when he started asking me, hey, can you react to this video? I'm like, all right, I'll react to it when I get a chance to and things. But like, at that time, I was doing a lot of different reaction videos. I had like a lot of videos lined up that I was going to react to, kind of like how it is today. But back then, like, I was going crazy with it. Like, I had like all this energy. Like, I was doing a lot when it came down to content creating, So anyways, but yeah, so he's commenting the left and right underneath my video. And I'm like, yeah, I can see where he got the whole spamming comment stuff from. But there was one night I remember where I was downstairs. I was having my dinner. Fam, it doesn't take that. It's not like I live in a big old giant mansion. But the way that he just spammed my comment sections, you would have thought that it was like a day's worth of comments underneath my videos. Fam, it was like, a day's worth of comments, but posted within like a minute. Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, it doesn't take that long to get from one side of my house to the other side of my house. So I finish my dinner. I go off up in my room. I look at my comment sections again, bro. From the time that it took to go from my dining room to my room, this guy, he definitely left like it was well over 10 comments just saying the same thing. Hey, can you react to this? He was saying it in different ways, but he's like, hey, can you react to this video? Hey, it'll be real nice if you could react to this video. When you gonna react to the video? Fam, like, you could well, how come you're not responding to my comments? Can you please react to this video? And I'm thinking to myself, you didn't even give me a chance to respond to the first comment. Don't do that. I warned him. I was like, do not spam my comments no more. I can see the first comment. It ain't like I'm a big YouTuber and stuff where it's like, oh, I'm not going to see. Trust me, I'm going to see the comment. Okay, I'm a full-time content creator. At some point in time throughout the day, I am going to look at my comments, and I'm going to scroll all the way until the last comment I seen, which, the day before. So it's like, yeah, I check my comments every single day. You don't need to spam it. But I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and react to this video. So the video that he wanted me to react to is a video that I already watched. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch that, react to that video because I've already seen it. But there's a second, I guess, a video in this series that the content creators just uploaded where I'm like, okay, I'll react to that. But, and yeah, that was what the videos were. It was like these, ponies, like, killing each other. So it was like a rated R version of, like, My Little Pony. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you watching this? Like, bro, watch, like, some Call of Duty montages or, like, something that's a little bit more entertaining. I'm like, you sitting around watching ponies killing each other. I'm like, what do you got going on in your household? So, anyways, but I reacted to the video. I wasn't entertained by the video at all. I was like, it's not saying that the video was, like, it was bad. Like it's videos that shouldn't exist. It's just not my cup of tea when it comes to content. I'm like, I'd rather watch something else, so anyways, but yeah, so I uploaded the reaction, but I realized, I'm like, you know what, I'm probably going to delete this reaction at some point because I didn't really give out that much of a reaction. I just sat there. I sat there. That was like the one and only time where I did a reaction video where I sat there in silence and didn't have nothing to say. So eventually I ended up taking the video down because I'm like, no, this wasn't a good video. So, but that upset Glenn Gregan. And at that point, he just started being weird in my comment section. So he goes, after I took down the video, he asked, and I told him, I was like, I didn't find that video entertaining. I'm like, I'm not going to keep a video up that I don't find entertaining. And then that's when he was all like, oh, I'm not a fan of you no more. I'm going to go back to being a fan of Clockwork Cyborg. And I'm like, okay, cool, bro, goodbye. I'm like, you do like good riddance. Like, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you're gonna switch up that fast. I mean, yeah, you did switch up on Clockwork Cyborg first, but I'm like, you're gonna switch up on me because I don't like a video? I'm like, fam, I just don't like the video. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with me not liking a video? So, anyways, but yeah, then he just kept doing that. He was like, he'll go over to his channel, pretend to be a fan, and then Clockwork Cyborg say something to upset him. Then he's like, oh, I'm not going to be a fan of you no more. I'm going to go be a fan of TMossBoss. Come to my channel. Hey, I'm a fan of you again. Clockwork Cyborg, me and him, we got into it. So yeah, I'm a fan of you now. So he kept doing that, and eventually I just got tired of it. I was like, hey, bro, stop doing that. Stop going back and forth. I'm like, I don't want you here. I'm like, you keep doing that whole back and forth stuff. I'm tired of seeing that comment. Go on about your business. Go be a fan of somebody else. then that really upset him. He was like, oh, I'm never gonna be a fan of you again. I hate you. I hate your guts. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna set you on fire and kill you. I'm gonna starve you to death and kill you. And I'm like, listen to what you just said. You're going to set me on fire and kill me, then you're gonna starve me to death. Does that make any sense? I'm dead, bro. Like, how you gonna starve somebody to death that they already dead? Like, I can tell something, you ain't the brightest kid in your classroom. I'm like, you say some things where it's like the teacher has to, call your parent, be all like, hey, is your son okay? Like, are you sure? Like, is there something I need to know of? Like, did you guys, like, instead of dropping him on his head, like, you threw him down on his head? Like, what's wrong with him? Like, what he got going on? So, but anyways, he kept saying that, like, every time when I upload a video, he always would just spam the comments just with a bunch of different accounts threatening my life. He was like, I'm gonna kidnap you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And there was even at one point where he was saying that. He was commenting underneath my videos talking about, oh, I kidnapped TMossBoss and he's being held captive, I'm gonna starve him to death, set him on fire, and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this kid is so weird. But I'm like, fam, you're a kid. Okay, so actually, if you guys remember when Just the Robot, where he was calling me out on threatening to kick a kid in the throat, that's who I was talking about, Glenn Gregan. So yeah, so he kept like spamming that, and at first I was just laughing about it. I was like, this is comical, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm like, it's kind of weird of me being kidnapped, but I'm still in the comfort of my own home. So I'm like, man, if you rebuilt my home and then the city around my home, I'm like, dang, I'm like, nah, you're creative. I'm like, that's actually pretty dope that you did some stuff like that. I'm like, you kidnapped me, but you just sent me to right back home, Seattle. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I guess I've been kidnapped. So at first I'm like, okay, it's funny, haha, cracking jokes about it and stuff. But then eventually it just seemed like that. It's like, okay, bro, like, give it up already. It's just you're upset about me not reacting to a video. I'm like, just move on, bro. But then he started threatening my friends, and so that's why I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna have to stop you. All right. My friends ain't did nothing to you. They ain't said nothing to you. You threatening people that's like, fam, like they're just random bystanders, watching my content. One was another YouTuber at the time. He used to go by the name TJ Top Chef. And then there was a friend of mine's that I met through content creating named Hannah. But he just kept like threatening them and harassing them. And I'm thinking to myself, they didn't even do nothing to him. They didn't say anything to him. They didn't respond to any of his comments. TJ Top Chef, he would comment underneath my videos, just let me know, like, hey, I uploaded a new video and stuff. But, no, eventually, yeah, me and him, we became friends. So it's like, I looked highly of TJ Top Chef. Still to this day, look highly of him. Same with Hannah. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they're just randomly commenting underneath my videos. What is he threatening them for? So I snapped on Glenn, and I was like, hey, look, you gonna have to calm down. You gonna have to go somewhere else, do something. But I'm like, I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have you threatening my friends and stuff, and they ain't even friends and fans, and they ain't even do nothing to you. So other fans of mine had seen that I was going off on Glenn, because I was like, nah, bro, I'm not having that. I'm not having it where you threatening my friends, saying stuff to them. They ain't even do nothing to you. They're not even involved in our beef right now. So it's like, what you got going on, So anyways, but yeah, other fans had seen that I was going at it with Glenn, so they started giving Glenn a taste of his own medicine. So Glenn, he posted this video. It's funny. The video, what's funny, it's still up on YouTube. Hold on for a second. Let me show or tell you guys the title of the video. Hold on. Yeah, here it goes. The video is titled, I'm upset because of Diamond Dog. Diamond Dog was the name of one of my fans at the time. But yeah, it says, I'm upset because of Diamond Dog, Tyler Moss Productions. That was the name of my YouTube channel back then. So, but anyways, but yeah, he posted this video of himself crying, talking about like, oh, like, leave me alone, all this other stuff. I think, I can't remember if it was that video or another video, but I was pretty much in my villain era. I'm like, I can care less that you're a kid. I can care less that you're crying. I'm gonna laugh at you. Like, no, I'm gonna give you a reason to leave me alone. So yeah, I laughed at him, was just pretty much like, I would say in a way, yeah, I was trolling him, and then he disappeared. After that, like, he was done for. He disappeared. He wasn't leaving any more comments underneath my video. So I'm like, okay, cool, thank God, I can move on with my life now. So anyways, fast forward 2016. I end up getting another comment from him. This time he's rebranded himself as one of the trains from Thomas the Tank Engine. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, why are you here? I'm like, don't nobody want to be bothered with you? Do you want the same situation that happened before to happen again? Because I'm like, fam, I'm all for it. I'm like, I love to see a good crying video. So I'm like, please give me a reason. Okay, I will give my fans the green light and they will go after you, bruh. And I know people are going to probably be all like, fam, he was just a kid. Like, why would you do that? I don't. My thing is this. He's old enough to understand that when a person wants to be left alone, leave him alone. All right? It wasn't like he was no like young kid. He was a high schooler. So it's like by that age, you should know like, okay, that person doesn't want to be bothered. I'm going to leave them alone. It's just overall having a respect for people. I don't know if that's something, at least my thing is this. I learned that through my parents and just overall learned it from just, personal experience that you got to have respect for people. You got to have a respect for their boundaries. That's one thing that I never did. When I got upset at people, whether it was in school, work, content creating, I never went far enough to be like, oh, I gotta start threatening their friends and people that they're cool with, people in their circle. What did they do to me? Nothing. So I'm like, whatever drama I have, I'm gonna have it with that individual. Glenn didn't see it that way. He wanted to get other people involved. So I'm like, all right, cool. You want to get other people involved? I'm going to go after you. So he was going to try to pull that same crap again. He was going to start, spamming my comments, going after my friends and fans and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pretty much I'm going to stoop down to his level. I'm going to go after something that he likes. I seen that he was posting content of this Thomas the Tank Engine show. So then that's when I had posted my video where I was like, yeah, if you above the age of, I think I said like 7 or 8 or something like that, if you above the age watching that show, something wrong with you, And I was like, and if you an adult watching that show, you're a pedophile. So Glenn, he thought like, oh, because I'm involved in this fan base, like I can recruit some people. So I'm trying to think. At the time, I think I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 because I had just started working in Seattle, and I remember at the job that I was, because I was the youngest person at my job. So I was 19 at the time. Glenn he recruited like people that were in their 20s. Like, I think there was one account that I seen, the person, I can't remember exactly what age, but I think the oldest person I had seen was somebody that was 35 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like,
ABC Wednesdays, Shifting Gears is back.
He has arisen.
Tim Allen and Kat Dennings return in television's #1 new comedy.
What?
With a star-studded premiere including Jenna Elfman, Nancy Travis, and...
Hey, buddy!
A big home improvement reunion.
Welcome.
Oh, boy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears, new Wednesdays, 8/7 Central on ABC, and stream on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Y'all are being cool with a kid right now. So I was like, that's why I was in the video where I was like, if you're an adult watching this show, you a pedophile. I was mainly talking to the people that was cool with Glenn. I wasn't trying to go after the whole fan base and stuff, but I can see how some people misheard, or not misheard, just then overall do their research and things and see why I was going after. Because, yeah, if people would have did their research and seen why I was going after, I guess, just on how the video, how it was and stuff, yeah, it did come off as like I was going after the fan base. But it's like, if you would have seen why I did that video, then it'd been like, oh, okay, well, it ain't even about us. This is about Glenn and his, and the people that he's cool with and stuff. So, yeah, it's like, so that was the thing. It wasn't my intentions to go after that fan base. I misused my words and stuff. And I apologize for it. That was the thing. I've realized my mistake, and I'm like, hey, I do apologize. I didn't mean to upload that video and make it seem like that I was going after you guys. I was just going after Glenn and his people. But that was the thing where it's like, okay, I said that. You would think okay, you watched all the other videos, you're gonna see that video. You're gonna see that I apologize, and then, and I'm trying to make amends with those that I offended. Did they care? No. It just seemed like that they'll click on the video will go in one ear and out the other, then they're all like, oh, you talked about my favorite show, you talked about I should be able to watch this show. And I'm like, you didn't even watch the video, you just clicked on here and you just wanted to argue. So I'm like, it would be best, it would be wise, watch the video, so the apology video, so at least then it's like, okay, it's like, you heard the apology, it's like, I apologize. They wasn't doing that. So yeah, as the time went on, then that's when I'm like, okay, you know what, because it was even in that video when the guy, he mentioned that I did like a follow-up video, I think it was like last year or a couple of years ago or something like that, or like a video where I was addressing that drama and stuff. I was still getting comments from that fan base where they're like, oh, you talked on my favorite show, I hate you, and all this other stuff, your content sucks. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you guys, something, either y'all are hard-headed or whatever, but I'm like, something's really wrong with you guys, because I'm like, I apologized already. So, but it was like long before that where I was all like, nah, I'm not sorry, I guess, it's like, because for one, you guys ain't even hearing what I'm trying to say, and second, I'm seeing more and more adults in this fan base, and I'm like, let me just look it up real quick, I guess, like, what is the main audience that watches Thomas the Tank Engine? Let's see, usually they have like that Google like trend, what age is, okay, so there's like, learning aspect wise, I recommend the show for preschool and kindergarten demographic, but entertainment wise, a 2-year-old could watch this show as well. So it's a show that's primarily made for kids. Like they just said main audience is preschool and kindergarten, and then 2 years old, I guess, for entertainment purposes. Explain to me why somebody that's 35 years old with access to internet still watching the show. And it's like, fam, you could go, if you're trying to learn about trains and stuff, books, movies, TV shows, where it's for a more mature audience. You're watching the show there, it's like, it's kind of like you playing a video game and you're going up against a level 1 boss. You ain't gonna gain nothing from that level 1 boss, but you will as you get a little bit more, I guess, like in the more experienced areas of the video game and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm like, still to this day, it still confuses the life out of me. I'm like, why are there adults within this fan base and they're communicating with kids? Don't nobody else find that weird? Don't nobody else finds it weird where it's like it's just some anonymous adult. We don't know their age. We don't know they have their age in the description, but we don't know their name, what they look like, their whereabouts, nothing. They go and they start talking to a minor, and then next thing you know, this minor done went missing because they went, because it's like, yeah, minor, it's like they ain't gonna know no better. But a 35-year-old person with bad intentions, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. So that's why I'm like, yeah, to me, still to this day, I still think that is weird. I'm like, there should be, watch the show, you do whatever you want to do when watching that show, but when you're communicating with minors online, my thing is this: if you find yourself being put in that same category as EDP445 or any other content creator or person that then got caught up talking to minors, don't say I didn't warn you. So that's why I'm like, it's things like that where I'm like, yeah, bro, I guess, like, somebody that's wanting to have kids or already has kids or some kid on the way, how would that make you feel if you looked up and seen that your kid was inviting some 30, 20-something-year-old person over talking about, oh, we gonna go off in my room and watch Thomas the Tank Engine? You gonna feel a certain way about that, even if it's on some stuff where it's all like, oh, you look at them, you see that they're typing up a storm on social media or on their tablet, phone, whatever, and you're all like, oh, who are you talking with? And they was like, oh, it's this random 35-year-old adult that's also a fan of Thomas the Tank Engine. It's like, give me your tablet. I'm like, yeah, that person, they're trying to get at you, and that's not gonna slide with me, excuse me, as a, I'm just speaking as an example, but yeah, I'm like, as a parent, I gotta protect you, can't have that. So I'm like, I'm not trying to have it where I'm on the news talking about, has anybody seen my kid? We ain't having that. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's still to this day, I still think it's a weird thing. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be no 20-something, 30-something years old, pretending to be a cartoon character of a TV show that's primarily watched by kids. So I'm like, if you want to sit around and argue with that, then I'm like, okay, I guess like it's one of those things where it's like, let's ask a police officer, let's ask a lawyer, let's ask a judge. How'd that make you feel? Like, how many times have you heard cases where people then pretended to be, or you know what? No. This recent situation with that singer, the David singer, where his mutual interest with that, I think that girl's name was Celeste or something like that. Their mutual interest was his music. I don't know if he flew that girl out or however she at some point in time moved in with him. All right. One thing led to another. Next thing you know, the next time the world seen this girl was cut up in the back of a Tesla. So that's one of those things I'm like, as a parent or a guardian, whatever, do you want that for the kid that you're taking care of? Do you want them to be found cut up in a back of a car or off in the woods somewhere dead? Now you're planning their funeral arrangements. The thing is this ain't even the first time like something like this has ever happened. And so I know people were trying to get on me for saying that too, like how people need to watch the news, but I'm like, fam, I felt like that was kind of like a message in the way, like, letting people know. I'm like, fam, watch the news. Like, listen to the stories where it's like, you hear a kid go missing, or it be them Amber Alerts that be going crazy on people's phones where it's like, oh yeah, kid gets taken away in a silver Ford Explorer or whatever. It's like, or a Honda, and it's like, fam, it's because people be thinking that they can take advantage of kids. So that's why I'm like, people, if you got kids or somebody that got kids, teach them the dangers of talking with adults online, and my thing is this: if you have an issue with me saying that, you're the problem. So I'm like, you're exactly the type of people that I'm talking about. So I'm like, yes, please. I'm like, no, yeah, let's sit down and have an argument with me about why you should be allowed to talk with kids online about a cartoon show that's primarily watched by kids. Yeah, let's have that conversation. Let's see how far that conversation goes. So anyways, and it was funny too, because I remember watching with the video that was made about me, the guy was trying to get on me because I don't know if I said something about me playing Minecraft or whatever, but he was trying to say like, oh, does that also make me a pedophile for playing Minecraft? And I'm like, that's the thing though. People know my face. They know my whereabouts. They know my name. I ain't got nothing to hide, but at the same time, I'm not pretending to be a character from Minecraft and then talking anonymously underneath some account on social media. I'm talking underneath every account where my face, everything is plastered all over it. So it's like I can't hide, I can't, but that's the thing though. I'm not playing that game with bad intentions. I'm just playing the game. So yeah, if you're just casually just watching the show, okay, cool. That's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you're pretending to be a cartoon character of that show and you're following a bunch of kids online, that's weird. So it's like you can have an argument with it. You ain't gonna change my mind on that. That's weird. All right. So anyways, with that being said, that was my side of the story. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.